a tower so high till it reaches the moon.
Hey guys, and welcome to Beelzebub Spun's channel. Today we are playing Halo 5 Guardians and we are looking at Warzone Firefight. Firefight, definitely one of those game types that have been notorious in the Halo franchise from Halo 3 ODST into Halo Reach. And we got the Spartan Ops in Halo 4, so that was a bit different than actual Firefight. Now, this is still a bit different than the original Firefight. However, it really accommodates the Halo 5 Warzone game type because you can use all of the different recs that you have received in the past, from your weapons to your vehicles. And the vehicles work really well for this, but we'll get to that in a minute. One of the things I wanted to stress in this game is that once Warzone Firefight is available to us in the summer, this is going to be the go-to game type where if you want to play serious or if you want to just be casual about it, you can do either one. Ultimately, at the end of the game, there is going to be somebody that has the most points, and so that will be rewarded to them that way. So you can see how this will accommodate the competitive players, but this is also just the perfect blend with just casual. Warzone was supposed to be the casual kind of game type to go to in Halo 5, but it is still rather upsetting when you do lose a game that is worth 20 minutes or more long. I love how 343 has incorporated the actual Covenant and the Prometheans in multiplayer, so it brings that Halo universe from the campaign into the multiplayer. Therefore, everyone is connected to the story in some way. The abundance of Covenant and Prometheans is definitely clear in this Firefight game mode, and that's going to be when you start seeing their actual vehicles falling from the sky and all the debris everywhere. I also believe that this Firefight game type is also going to help players when they come to vehicles. When they get into the Warthog, the idea is to constantly move around. And players, I don't think, had that sense of urgency until it was just too late and they just died too quickly when they're playing in competitive matches. There are going to be those enemies that you're going to want to keep a distance from, and that's when you would use the powerful weapons from your rec station. But if you gather enough people together and you go and bomb rush them, you could prevail. In regards to improving the rec stations, I believe that there should be an extra rec station here in this tunnel. As for what we saw in the beta, they are still in the same spot that they have been before. In the beta, there were a total of 5 rounds. Now, I would like to see maybe a few more rounds, or the rounds last a bit longer than just the 5 rounds. I suppose the 5 rounds won't be that big of an issue once we get to see the other Warzone maps used for Firefight. The maps such as Urban, and I know that that's a Warzone Assault kind of map, but that would still be a lot of fun to see Firefight in. What do you guys think? Nonetheless, Warzone Firefight is definitely a great surprise once we have seen that trailer come out, and the fact that we're able to test out a beta version of this is definitely the way to go and keep players on their feet. A really neat thing that I like that they did in this Warzone Firefight is that they let everyone keep their color. They didn't have everyone on a red team or a blue team. Everyone has the original color that they made for their particular character, and that is a really nice thing to see. You'll be surprised of how quickly you can identify a player just by the way that their armor looks and the color of their armor, as opposed to just their call sign. So we've seen and we've talked about how the vehicles are really good when it comes down to Firefight and how they handle. And we talked about how you can have players bomb rush a group of aliens, or you can attack them from a distance using your rec weapons. Now let's talk about when it comes down to the end of the game. At the end of the game, yes, there's going to be one that has the most amount of points like we talked about before, but even if you were to get down to the very bottom of the score, you're still going to get a decent amount of points. This is going to rack up to around 2,000 points, so it's equivalent to a Warzone kind of game mode. You might think that the Firefight game mode is all about victory, however, you can lose, and if you do lose a Firefight game, then that's just because your whole team is not working together to take down all the bosses. So keep that in mind to take down all the bosses. Now, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a like and go ahead and subscribe. If you like creepypastas, I make plenty of those. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you for watching.